Lack of ethnic diversity has been an ongoing and significant issue in the white-dominated Hollywood film industry for years. It is imperative for the industry to change in order to portray the multiculturalism that exists within society. We will be investigating the current industry climate, why change is needed, and how Crazy Rich Asians and Black Panther are positive progressors for this industry. According to the 2017 University of California's Hollywood Diversity Report, although 39.4% of the US population were of colour, only 19.8% of lead roles in films in Hollywood were played by ethnically diverse actors. When characters of colour do appear in Hollywood films, the roles they are played are more limited than that of Caucasian actors. They are usually offered secondary roles that are stereotypical, perpetuating cliché and racist tropes. According to Hodgkinson, African actors have found they had little choice but to play slaves or violent criminals. More often than not, films with ethnic characters are written by people who don't belong to that character's specific ethnic group. This can lead to stereotypical characters and false representations of that culture.
Erin Kane argues that Hollywood films starring ethnically diverse characters are sometimes played by actors who are not of their character's race. An example is the 2017 Hollywood remake of Ghost in the Shell, originally a successful Japanese anime movie. The remake casted Caucasian Scarlett Johansson as the lead Motoko Kusanagi, rather than a Japanese actress who could have authentically represented the character's ethnicity and background. Furthermore, Motoko was renamed Major Mira Killian, an evidently more Western-sounding name. This misrepresentation of ethnic minorities in film is a result of a combination of factors. The Hollywood Diversity Report found that 92% of film studio management executives and 96% of film studio heads were Caucasian. This oversaturation of white decision-makers in film creates a racial bias when casting. Another misconception is a perceived risk of casting ethnic minorities as leads, as the perceived, quote-unquote, mostly white movie audiences won't be able to relate to a racial minority. However, according to the Motion Picture Association of America, all minorities reported higher per capita cinema attendance than Caucasian Americans. Finally, there is a fallacy that there is no professional level talent in ethnic minorities. This is obviously not true when looking at the abundance of talented ethnic actors.
The 2018 film Crazy Rich Asians was renowned for being the first all-Asian cast in a Hollywood film for 2 decades. The film received critical and commercial success. It was a significant step forward for the industry, as new generations were finally exposed to non-stereotypical Asian characters. It enabled audiences of all ethnic backgrounds to see Asians as ordinary individuals who belong within greater society. As lead actress Constance Wu said, "We are not supporting roles, but we are the stars on our own journey." However, the film did receive criticism due to the cast being either biracial rather than fully Asian or from other Asian ethnicities rather than the Singaporean Chinese characters they should have represented. Marvel's 2018 superhero film Black Panther similarly boasted a nearly all-African cast and is currently the 10th highest grossing film of all time. It depicts the story of T'Challa, King of Wakanda, who fought fearlessly for the fate of his nation, a heroic and respected role usually reserved for Caucasian actors. This was significant as audiences from different races and demographics can see that any race can play any role. They are not just a token for their ethnicity. For 2 hours, T'Challa becomes more than a superhero. He transforms into a symbol of hope for African Americans. However, there has been some controversy around cultural appropriation in the film, and the fact that none of the actors were actually born in Africa, perhaps limiting the authenticity and correctness of African tribal representations.
Despite criticism, these films demonstrate progress in the Hollywood film industry. Under- and misrepresentation of ethnic minorities in film is dangerous for society. Audiences begin to accept the idea that only certain ethnicities deserve our time and attention on screen, cultivating more prejudice and racist attitudes towards these ethnic minorities. Diversifying the film industry is crucial as it will allow for more accepting and understanding society that treats all individuals as equals.
As John Chu, director of Crazy Rich Asians, stated, "When I was growing up, I could not find any role models on the screen." It is clear that Hollywood is slowly changing to represent society's ethnic makeup more accurately, a change that is well overdue.